Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today it's just me in this video and I'm gonna be real with you guys. It's been a really long time, it feels like, since I filmed, and it's been a really long month, and I'm kind of here to just explain where we've all been, what's been happening, and just why we haven't been posting, and also just to kind of get some things off my chest and to just be able to speak freely and just let you guys know. And the whole point of this channel is that you guys see the raw, honest reality of what things are in our lives, being young parents, having two babies at 17 and 19 years old, and just the toll that it takes on us. Right now, currently, it's Friday the 4th, October 4th, and I just put the babies down for a nap. I thought that I'm not doing anything. I just kind of took a nap also, and now I'm up, and I really want to get back into filming again, and I just miss filming. I miss posting, and I know you guys have noticed, and I really want to get this video up there. So I say that, but then watch this go up in 2 weeks, because it takes me forever to edit, but we'll see how life goes. Anyways, I'm going to try to stop rambling. I really don't have a plan with this video. I just kind of literally set up the camera on my desk and started filming, and it's freezing outside and I have a heater going, so if you hear that, it's down here, and I have a light on the back and it's just cozy and it's warm, and I just want to be real with you guys and be open and talk, and yeah. And there's a light over here, so hopefully this lighting is okay. And yeah, I'm ready to just start talking about what's been happening. I feel like the best way to start this is that you guys knew that me and Josh, which is, if you're new here, is my kid's dad, so he is my baby daddy, and you guys know that I posted a video a little while back. I want to say it was 2 to 3 months ago, I'm really not sure, but I was talking about how our relationship has been struggling, and how just being parents and being in school and just all of these things, I can't even tell you how many outside factors just put so much stress on our relationship, and really just made our relationship not about me and him anymore, and it was way more about our kids and our futures, and making sure that we were going to be able to provide for them and get through school and go to college and have money. And there's just, the stress that was on both of our shoulders was a lot, and our relationship was starting to struggle a lot as a result of that. And we would try to just get time to ourselves, to go out and have fun with each other, be able to have date nights, get in a schedule with the baby so that after they went to sleep we could have our time together. And we tried a lot of different ways. We had my mom start babysitting on certain nights, and it just wasn't enough. And what I think I realized out of everything is that, well, first off, I do believe that there's a plan for everybody, and I just started having this feeling that right now, this day and time, was not going to be for me and Josh. And it took me a really long time to fully understand that feeling that I was having. And I think for a long time I just kept telling myself that things would get better, and me and Josh had really open and honest communication, and I told him every day how I felt, and I told him that I had been struggling. A lot of you guys question us about this, about whether or not we were just in a relationship for our kids, not for each other. And in the beginning, I really believed, no, that was completely false. We're in this relationship because we love each other and we want to be with each other. And I felt like, in reality, it was turning into we were just with each other to take care of the babies. We didn't really want to be with each other, or when we were just arguing all the time. We weren't really happy, and that's never the relationship that I wanted myself or him to be in. It just really did not sit well with me. to me, when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's because you are in love with them and you're happy and that person's happy. And if someone's not happy, we went through all the steps of voicing what was making us upset and what the other person could do to make things better, or what we could each improve on with ourselves. And we went through all of those steps, and for some reason we still weren't happy together. And I'll kind of just really be honest, it was definitely more of me not being happy with things. And I know that Josh tried for a really long time to improve on his own self to make things in the relationship better for me. And I just saw like the person that he is, which is an amazing person, just wasn't, we just weren't clicking with each other anymore. Like, we each grown in the process as individuals, not as a relationship. Like, that's the best way. It's very hard for me to explain the feelings, but I do feel like I grew as an individual in my own ways, and he grew in his own ways. And then when we were supposed to be coming back together, it was like we clashed. But as individuals, we were different, better grown up people. It's very hard to explain, because I do feel like, thinking back to when I first found out I was pregnant and then thinking about now, I feel like I'm such a strong, grown, mature person, and like I try to be an amazing mom, and just I put effort into those things every day to better myself so that I'm better for them and I'm better for the people who surround me. And I feel like it's the same for Josh, where if he thinks about himself when he first found out I was pregnant and thinks about now, he's also just such a bigger, more mature, strong person and an amazing father. And individually, we've come a long way, but as in our relationship, it hasn't. And it's very, very hard for me to sum up the feelings that have been so intense and confusing. And the reason that this has been so hard is because it's very confusing still to me. I don't have all the answers, and neither does he. I felt like we were best friends who bickered and had fun times together, but it no longer felt like we really belonged together in this moment. So it took a really long time of huge fights, a lot of crying, a lot of deep conversations for us to really come to the conclusion that we needed time apart. And I think what held us together for so long was just that we are both so scared of being on our own after being with somebody for so long. We've been dating for 2 years, and before that I've known him for 4 years, and we've been best friends like ever since we met. So having him not be that piece in my life anymore was just like, felt like the craziest thing to like ever happen to me. And it was the same for him. And obviously we never talked about the channel like directly. I really don't know why, but he had been moved in for about 4 or 5, 6 months, and when he first moved in, it was perfect. It was amazing. It wasn't the fact that he moved in that made things bad for us. Like, us being together all the time, like, people would say that would probably, like, it might have had a small factor in our relationship, but really, like, that wasn't the big piece at all. It was not really an issue for us. But thinking about him moving out and potentially meeting somebody else in the future and just not seeing him or not being able to talk to him was just like the craziest thing, and vice versa. And he guys, like, I don't want the blame to be put on him, because if anyone who really knows us knows that this was really in the end my decision, and I don't know, people would be upset at me or him for that, but don't be upset either of us. Just take it as it comes and realize that like this is a relationship and it's hard and we are figuring our way through it. But I did tell him that I wanted him to move out because I felt like that was the first major step in like getting some separation, because we both knew, he could completely attest to this, that we needed separation. We just didn't know how much. Like, it's a very hard balance, and so we decided that it would be best if he moved out, and he did. So It's probably been about a month since he's moved out, and as you guys can probably tell, it's been a month since I posted, because since then it has been a huge roller coaster. Like, me just sitting on the ground crying for an hour to like me feeling super relieved and happy, and like, yeah, it's just a very weird situation. We've gone really, really back and forth on the type of relationship we want to have with each other. We knew at the very least that we had to be co-parents. Neither of us were going to be leaving the babies' lives. Josh loves them, I love them to death. Like, we knew that going into things, that we are still going to have to see each other and still be in contact with each other and still be in each other's lives, at least a little bit, as we both want to see the babies and we are both going to be parenting them. So we knew at the very least that we need to be co-parents. It was just deciding after that if we wanted to be friends, if we were still able to hang out with each other, if we were still able to go on trips together, all of these things that were just like questions that we've never had to deal before. And that is the hardest part of this, is figuring out what kind of relationship you have with this person, that things are just changing so quickly. And we still don't have the perfect answer to that to this day right now. We do see each other like more than like, I guess, co-parents would. In the beginning, we were trying to keep it to just only talking about the babies and only seeing each other when he came over to watch them. Like, when I'm at school in the morning, he comes over and watches them still, so he'll see me right before I leave for school and right when I get home from school. But then he was normally leaving the house to go back to his house or to go hang out with a friend or whatever. He usually had like the afternoon, and then he would also have the night if I didn't have any plans. But if I had plans, I would, text him and say, can you come over and watch them while I go out? And he would take the nights, and we would really only be interacting for those like 5 minutes. And honestly, we both hated that. We missed each other in the fact that, like, we had been best friends and we used to talk about everything with each other. And so we decided to really make an effort to just improve our friendship and make that a priority and still be able to go out. So, like, for example, the other night, after I put them to bed, he had left around 2, so I put them to bed around like 7:30 to 8, so I have them on my own from that time. And then I put them to bed, and then I had my mom just listen out for their cries if they woke up in the middle of the night, so that I could go get food with Josh, and we could just have, friendship time. And that's been really helpful in things, and just being able to not completely lose each other's presence after like being together 24/7 for literally so long. So it's kind of funny in a way, like it brings us back to like our high school, because it kind of feels like when we were in high school, where obviously he wasn't living here or sleeping here, but we still saw each other a lot, and that's how it is now. And I think that we're both pretty happy with that, but obviously in seeing each other, it can make both of us upset at times to just think like that we're not together anymore. But we both agreed that that was the best decision. So there are no regrets right now at all for either of us. Like I said in the beginning, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and that like there is a plan for everybody, and this is in both of our plans for this to have happened. I think what kept us together for a long time on top of the babies was our plans for the future aligned so perfectly, with having more kids and wanting to move in together, and what state we wanted to move in, and what jobs we wanted in school, and YouTube, we bonded over that. And I feel like that is also a really big thing that kept us together. But now that I look at it, I think it may have been more of just taking the easy way of already having somebody whose life goals really matched up with yours. And I felt like if I lost that, maybe we both did that, it would be 10 times harder, and it is 10 times harder, but it's no reason to sacrifice your happiness, and it's no reason to sacrifice your, like, in a way, like how we parent. Like, we were in bad moods, it affects our parenting, it affects everything. And so it's sometimes like taking the easy way out is definitely not the best thing to do. So I'm thinking about what else to talk about, because it's really crazy to have to explain this in a 20-minute video when so much has happened. But I know that I may seem not as emotional about it. It really comes in waves with me, but I think that the feeling I'm feeling in this moment is just kind of a little bit tired, and I guess I've come to terms with things, and like I know that nothing is going to be changing for the moment, so there's really, for me, I'm trying not to be crying every day, and I'm trying not to think too much into it and just really follow my gut, because that is like the only, I guess, like kind of thing that tells me what to do. I don't know how to explain it. It's just been my gut feeling that's been leading me. And I did decide to make this video without Josh because I felt like I really just needed to be open without him sitting right here staring at me talking all of it. But if you guys would want, and I got him to agree to it, he could do a video talking about, you know, how he feels and his side of things. But I would agree that with everything I'm saying, he would agree, and he's gonna watch this, and I'll probably show it to him before I even post it, so that, you know, he verifies things. But I still love Josh so much, and I know he loves me, and it has been so hard, but it definitely is for the best, and we are just still maneuvering through everything. And I think that we're both really excited for our futures. I have college coming up, and he's actually switching his major into something that he's more interested in, and I'll let him kind of like talk about that later in the future. But we're both really excited and on a good path. But, you know, like, obviously if we did not have kids, could you imagine how much easier it would be to just have a normal breakup and not be able to see each other for like 2 months, and then, you know, like not have to like have that in your face that you just went through a breakup every single day, because that would be pretty amazing. But yeah, no, that's not the case. I still have to see my ex-boyfriend every single day, so, and he still has to see his ex-girlfriend every single day. I signed up for the job when I decided to keep those babies and be a parent, and I've had to have my mom remind me a million times that life is not fair. And I do find myself complaining because sometimes I feel like I take care of the babies more. I feel like I have a lot more responsibility on my shoulders because they live with me. So since Josh doesn't sleep here anymore or really even hang out here anymore, he gets to go home or he gets to go out and doesn't have to worry about who's watching the babies because he knows that I'm here. So it is really hard for me to feel like I really am getting the unfair hand of things, but we are obviously working to make that better, to just like know that if I have plans, he has to come over and watch them also, so that I'm allowed to have a social life as well. If I leave my house, it's like I always have to make sure somebody's here, whereas with him, when he leaves, he doesn't have to think about who's with the babies because it's my responsibility to find somebody for the babies. Do you guys get that? It's a little bit of a weird scenario where it's just like 24/7 the babies are technically on my watch, where he gets to leave and not have to worry about a thing. So it took me a while to like come to reality with the fact that things just aren't going to be fair, but that's life, and I really did sign up for it. Like in the end, ultimately everything was my decision with the babies and with the relationship, and yeah, it's definitely been hard, and we've both been put through the ringer. And on top of that, school started up. So currently I'm in the process of having to apply to colleges and all of the craziness that comes with that, and it's pretty intense around here, but we're all trying to just get through it together. And like what we've come to terms with is that teamwork makes the dream work, and neither of us are going to get anywhere if we cannot work together. So that is what we're doing on the day-to-day, is trying to just work together and be communicative, and yeah. So I think that this will definitely have to be like an ongoing updating situation with you guys. There's still a lot of questions that me and Josh still don't know, like whether or not we're going to be filming videos together, whether or not we should even go out for like Halloween together, just little things like that, like if he should be coming to Thanksgiving like, do you guys know, like it's so crazy when you go through a breakup, like we just don't know how to handle situations anymore that normally are just so easy you don't think about it. I just mentioned it, but Josh will be in future videos for sure. I know for a fact. I I don't know exactly how we're going to go about it, but like I said, we're hanging out, so if we're going somewhere and I feel like it would be a cool video, then we'll film it and he'll be in it. But it's hard to say for sure if like every single video or what. I think that I kind of hit all the major points with this. I really hope I didn't leave anything out. I'm trying to sit here and think one last time. I hear a baby. Okay guys, I think that is it, and seriously I think we're gonna have to do a Q&A because this feels so spacey and I feel like I did a horrible job of explaining things. And next time for the Q&A, Josh can be in it so that you guys can, like, that would be a really good way to do it if he was in the next Q&A, so that you guys also ask him questions and he can talk openly. Or if you guys want a video of just him by himself where I'm like not in the room and he can just talk, then we could do that too. So I think that's it, and I will see you guys in the next video. And stay positive in the comments, by the way, positive as can be, because we're trying to make this a positive situation, and that's it. Alright guys, we will see you, because he'll be in it hopefully, so we will see you in the next video. And thank you for watching this and sticking around and staying here on our break, because it was a long break. It felt like it was a long break. It was like a month, so it was a long break. So thank you guys, and I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video.